Yes. The next content is stacks. Everybody knows. So what is meant by a stack? See here, it's an example for stack. Here what they are doing, they are inserting a data like LIFO mode. LIFO mode. LIFO in the sense last in, first out. Right? LIFO. LIFO means last in, first out. You are inserting a data, right? Whatever the data you are inserting at last, you can get the last data only out, right? Now, for example, you are arranging a shirts in a particular order in a cupboard. What you are doing, what the last shirt you are inserting, that only will pick the out, right? So that is like stack data structure. Stack data structure. You are saving a data, otherwise you are inserting a data one by one, right? One on one. Then you are getting a last data out. Last data out when you put in delete operation. When you put a delete operation. But here one more thing, you can't able to delete in between. You can't able to delete in between the in between the shirts. Why? Because the data arranging will differ. Data arranging is something different from other data structures like the linked list or list. Right here, you can't able to delete from middle of the data collection. Right. Let's get into it quickly. Right now, here Maria is arranging shirts of it. Peter, right? One of the top of the other in the cupboard. Right. One of the other in the one on top of other in the cupboard keyboard. Yes, one on one they are putting the shirts, and then she is very particular that the Peter put should always wear the shirt at the top. She's know what the shirt is put top. The Peter has to wear that one only. Right. Now, how is Marius arranging Peter's shirts in the cupboard? How is arranging? Can Peter take the shirt in any order? Peter can able to take a shirt in any order? No. Yes? Yes. Why? Because Maria needs our help to arrange the shirts one on top of the other in cupboard keyboard. She has to wear to always take a shirt on the top of the pile. Why? Because for some restrictions. For example, here a bank finance directory. If you see a bank finance directory, then what happens? The data last comes. He has to put it that only. He has to put that one only. Why? Because a password updation. What happens in password updation in the sense? For example, your last password and then last before password, it stores in order of stack. Even though if you update the password, also, it stores like a stack. Why? Because for future extraction of data. Just you are updating the password, okay. But for admin side, what is happening? It's arranged like one on one. That is in stack data structure they were using. Why? Because for the future extraction purpose. Right. Now, the pile of sets arranged one on top and of the other which follows last in first out principle known as stack. The stack follows blindly. What is the principle is last in first out principle. Just remember that one. Next, operations possible in the stacks are you can able to insert a data and then you can able to get the data. Only two operations. You can able to insert into stack and then you can able to get out from the stack. The operations is nothing but a push and pop operation. You are pushing a data. Into a cupboard, pushing a shirt or pushing a cloth into a cupboard, and then you are getting and pop. Your pop is nothing but picked up the last element. Picked up the last element from the cupboard, right? That is a LIFO architecture. That is right one. LIFO architecture. It follows LIFO architecture and LIFO principle. Whatever they were giving the pronunciation, the LIFO, wherever you are getting a LIFO, that is nothing but stack. That's nothing but stack. In linked list and the list, they were not having this type of data structure. Why? Because they're saved in sequentially. They're saved in sequentially means that you can able to pick the data. You can able to pick data wherever you want, But here it's not possible. You have to pick the data at last one only. At last one only, right? Now let's see how to create a stack. How to create a stack? A stack you have top element, and then you have bottom element. You have top element and you have bottom element, right? Let's see here. Initially the cupboard is null. Take an example. Initially the cupboard is null. Then the pointer refers minus 1th position. The minus 1th position. The pointer refers minus 1 position. Clear? Now, next, when you are inserting first data, whenever you are inserting first data, it refers 0th position. It refers 0th position. And the next data, it refers first position. Refers first position. The stack start from the index is from minus 1, sorry. Stack starts from minus 1. Initially, it takes a top as minus 1 and then it increments by 1 on 1, and then it's putting the data at the particular index, at the last index only, right? Let's see here what is happening in the program. And here they are defining the stack as a class, right? Here stack is a class. Now they are initializing some values. What is the maximum size of a cupboard? The cupboard consists of some limit, right? The cupboard or anything consists of some limit, or suitcase or your bag consists of some limit, right? Consists of some limit. See, but here you are giving the maximum size of a cupboard. Why? Because you have to put only 10 shirts. Otherwise, you can able to put only 16 shirts, like that. You are giving maximum size of an element. Maximum size of an element, that is stack element, right? Now what are the elements? Here? None. Initially it has a none into max size. Why? Because you are getting an element, so it's storing an element like max size into none. Here, let's see. Elements of a stacks are stored in the Python list. Elements of a stacks are stored in Python list only. It is also by using list only we were doing, right? We were doing by using list only, but here you are taking that self max into none. Why? Because the initial is none. Then if you get extend, if you add any data, otherwise if you create any empty stack, then it's become something, some other value, right? Here maximum size is the maximum number of elements expected in stack, right? Now the top indicates the index position. I already told now the tab refers to first minus 1, right? If the stack is empty, we are assuming the top is minus 1. Why? Because I created, when the stack is created, the stack is empty now. So I assume it like minus 1, and then I'm incrementing the values by 1. I'm incremented by 1, and then I'm getting values. I'm storing the values. Now I'm inserting values here. For example, I'm inserting red shirt, push. Yes, it's inserts at 0. I'm inserting blue. Yes, it's being blue. Next, I'm inserting violet, and then next one is I want to insert white. Yes, white, black, Yes, black also there. I want to insert one more data called purple. Purple. Here, what it prints? It prints stack is full. Here it prints stack is full. Why? Because I took a maximum size of a stack is 4. Maximum size of a stack is 5 elements. 5 elements. That too 0 to 5. 0 to 4, that is 5 elements. Right here I took that maximum size is 4. Maximum size is 4. Right. Now, initially the top takes -1, and then whenever I am pushing a data, pushing into stack, then it gives 0th index. It stores in 0th index, and then next one is incremented by 1. Right? How long it increments? When we get the condition like the stack is full. The stack is full, maximum size. When you reach the maximum size of stack, then it displays a message, stack is full. Clear? Let's see here. Maria wants to put shirt 2 into packets. Let's see. Shirt 2, I'm pushing. Yes, shirt 2, 3, 4, and then 5. If I want to push one more data, then what is the output? The stack is full. Right? Stack is full. Here, what is happening? The maximum size is 5 again, and then the Maria wants to put a shorts only 5 shirt. If she want to put extra one shirt, it shows like stack is full. Stack is full. Why? Because there is no space to put one more shirt in the cupboard. Put one more shirt in the cupboard. Right. Now, what are the different operations? Operations in the sense, operations is the push and pop. Only 2 operations. Let's see how the push operation works here. Try pushing shirt 3 and shirt 4 and shirt 5 into stack. See here what we are observing. Already, sir, what we observe? Right? Let's see. Shirt 3. Just it increasing the value. Here, just the top initially 1 now, and then it increase plus 1 top 2 now, and then in top 2 it add the data. It add the data, and it adds the shirt. See here, it adds the shirt in top 3. That's shirt 5 in top 5, top 4, top 4. What do you observe here? Here, the top is initially -1. Top is initially -1. The top is incremented by 1 whenever you are trying to push a data. That too, if maximum size is not reached. If maximum size is not reached, you want to push a data. So top is incremented by 1, and then it adds the data. It adds the data. Clear? Now, next one. What algorithm would you use to push an element into a stack? What is an algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but just it checks whether the stack is full or not. First, it checks the stack is full or not. If stack is full, if you want to add one more data, it displays the error message. Right? Now, if not, it incremented top by 1. Yes, and then add the element at the top of the top position in the elements array. Right? If anybody asks what is the algorithm, you have to tell like this. If the stack is full, it displays error message. Otherwise, the top increments by 1, and then it adds the data at the top position. Adds the data and at the top position. Right? Now, right here it's an code pan, right? No need here. Right now, the next operation is pop. Pop means you're getting out a data from the list. You are getting out a data from list. Here in list, what in lists basically in fundamentals in Python, what is list? List is a collection of heterogeneous data. Okay, you can able to get any of the index value by using pop of index, but here it's not possible. Whenever you are giving pop, it extract only last element. Extract only last element. Let's see here. I'm giving pop here. Yes, the shut5 is deleted. Next pop, shut3 is deleted. Shut3 is deleted, right? Shut2 is deleted. Shut1 is deleted. It reaches the top equal to -1. It reaches top equal to -1. Let's check again. Stack is empty. It checks. Stack is empty. Here what is happening? Here if you want to delete a data, the algorithm is like that way. If it checks first for the stack is empty or not. If the stack is empty, right? If the stack is empty, then what will happen? It displays the appropriate error message. The stack is empty. No more data is present to extract from the stack. If data is present, if not empty, then it gets top value. It gets top value, right? And then it extracts the data. It extracts from the top, and it decrements top by 1. It decrements top by 1. Okay, that is the operation of pop, right? What are those operations? The operations is only two. That is, one is push and one is pop. What is push? Push in the sense it checks first for that stack is filled or not. If stack is filled, it displays error message. Otherwise, it increments by 1. Right? It insert the data in appropriate position, top. Right here, if it checks for the stack is empty or not. If stack is empty, decrement it extract the top of a top element, and then it top increments by 1. Right? See the appropriate algorithm. Here, check whether the stack is empty. It checks whether the stack is empty or not. If stack is empty, it displays appropriate error message. It displays appropriate error message. Right. If not, it retrieves the data at the top of the stack. It retrieves the data at the top of the stack. It decrements by 1. It decrements by top by 1, and then it returns the retrieved data and returns the retrieved data. Clear? That is stack operations. Stack operations. Now, how we will implemented by using stack? How this statement implemented by using stack? Let's see here. This one is a stack, right? First check here. This one is stack, right? This is the top. Initially, it represents -1. It represents -1, right? Whenever you are inserting data, parenthesis, it increments the value 1. Top is incremented 1. Let's see. Right here. In Windows, clipboard in Windows uses 2 stacks to implement undo or redo operations. The stack is mainly used for undo or redo operations in Windows. Undo and redo operations. What is undo operation? For example, if you type any data, for example, you forget and type some other data, something like a misspellings or something. If you want to restore a data, if you want to restore a previous data, the undo operation will work. Undo operation will work. If you undo it, but you want same data again. You can get by redo operation. Right? See here. Here A, B, C, D, E, F is there. right? I removed F unexpectedly. I removed F unexpectedly, but I want the data again. I want data again. You can plus by using undo operation. By using undo operation, you can get the data. Undo operation, you can get the data. At the same time, again, I don't want F, then by redo operation, you can remove the data. You can remove the data. Right. For these operations, it uses stack operation. We can use stack here. How undo and redo operations implemented? For an example, let's discuss here. First, first we remove F. First we remove F, and then it stores stack, and then it creates the empty stack. It creates empty stack. Right. Now, again, it remove F. Whenever you are redoing, means whenever we redo, then it stores in stack again. It stores in stack again. Whenever you are undo, then F is inserted. Right? Because here F is removed, and then undo, the F is inserted. Right. And whenever you are doing redo, the F is extracted. F is extracted. Right. Here it's a program to implement a stack for undo and redo operations. Stack for undo and redo operations. Just we will try it out. Execute this one. See here. It's a remove is a list. Okay, just I'm giving a list. Whenever you're doing undo, right? It insert F. Insert F. Whenever you are doing redo, it extract F. Extracts F. Let's see what it will happen. Yes. In undo operation, just they are doing if stack is empty. It checks if stack is empty. If stack there is no data found to undo, just it repeats that there is no data. There is no data. And then here else it pushes the data. It pushes the data into stack. It pushes data into stack. If data undo is not empty, the stack is not empty. So it appends the data to the clipboard. It appends the data to the clipboard, right? And then it redo the redo stack. Redo is an element. We are pushing a data into redo. We are pushing a data into redo stack, right? If when you are doing undo, it pushes the undo data in redo also. Undo data into redo also temporarily. Whenever you why? Because after that, if you want again that data by using redo, you can get the data. You can get the data. So right, so that purpose they are just pushing the data into redo stack. Right now, what is redo? Because redo stack is empty. There is no data to the redo. If the undo operation performs, already, then they are pushing the data into redo stack. Right now, if data is not empty, for example, here the data is not in clipboard. Clipboard in the sense you are doing operation. That in that operation the data is not found. Then it displays a no data to redo. Here redo stack is push data. Redo stack that pushing data again. Now let's see here. Else it undo stack, right? They are pushing data into undo stack. And then they are printing redo. Clear? It's a little was confused, but try it once so you can get a better idea. Wait, I'll share this code. Yes. Next one. See here. Here, what is the below function using stack data structure? That it's a previous question. I no need to discuss about this one as of now. Let's come out. Right. That is about stacks. That's about stacks. Stack having only two operations. That is, one is push and another one is pop. Remember that one. And then where the stack is used. Stack is used in creating operating system. That is undo and redo. Right. It is just an example. Right. We can use stack data structure in a lot of things in Windows operating system also. Right. Next one is queue. Next one is queue. What is queue? See here, the Peter and Maria went to movie. The Peter and Maria went to movie. In movie, what happened? They want to buy a ticket. They want to buy a ticket. How they will give a ticket, sir? First come, first serve. First come, first serve basis. Means which person comes first, which person comes first, that particular person can get a ticket firstly, right? They can get the ticket first, right? This is first come, first serve scenario. It follows which scenario? First come, first serve scenario. That is nothing but it's a FIFO scenario. It's an my voice is audible. Yes, it follows that FIFO scenario. It follows a FIFO scenario. FIFO is nothing but first in, first out. First in, first out. It follows first in, first out scenario. Clear? Now, here also you will not able to get the data. You will not able to get the data in middle of a queue. Middle of a queue. Why? Because you are appending a data at last of a queue. You are appending a data at last of a queue, and then you are getting a data out from first. You are getting data out from first. Clear? See here one more point. The operations perform on the queue. The operation performs on the queue. What are the operations? NQ and DQ. NQ and DQ. Here in normal data structures in C or Java, we have two operations like insert and delete operation. Insert and delete operation. We are inserting a data at the end of a queue. We are extracting a data from first of a queue, from the front of a queue, from the front of a queue. Here we will call it as NQ and DQ. NQ and DQ. There are two operations. Let's see how to create a queue. How to create a queue. There are two major elements here. One is front and rear. Front and rear. Initially, the rear consists of -1. Rear consists of -1. And then whenever you are adding a data, the rear equal to rear plus 1. Why? Because rear is incremented by 1 again and again. Whenever you are adding a data, for example, in movie counter, movie counter, some more person will come, just the pointer will incremented by 1. The pointer is incremented by 1. And then they are inserting in that place. They are inserting in that place. They are come and stand in that place, right? Like that. Here the front is always 0. The front is always 0. When the front equal to rare, when the front equal to rare, then, right? Sorry. When the rare is less than front, when the rare is less than front, then the queue is empty. The queue is empty. Otherwise, the queue has some data. Queue has some data, right? See here, it represents the elements. It represents the elements are in queue, right? Okay. It is a maximum number of queue size. Here also you need to mention the size. It's the maximum number of size we are giving, right? The next one is rare indicates the index position of the last element. Rare indicates the index position of last element. It picks out a last element. Okay. Now the front indicates the index position of the front indicates the index position of a first element. Here we are assuming rare equal to -1 and front is 0. Front is 0. Right. Whenever you are inserting a data, it insert into front first, and then again the rare is incremented by 1. That -1 plus 1 equal to 0. Right? Now, the queue at the multiplex when there are 5 number of people. There are 5 number of people. Let's see here. Here, rare is -1. Rare is -1 here. Right here, rare is -1 and the front is 0. The front is fixed. Front is fixed by 0 only. Right? Front is fixed by 0 only. But rare is incremented by 1. Incremented by 1. Here the rare is minus. Here the rare is 4. The rare is 4. Yes. Now, this is the area. Right? It is a counter area. You want to insert a data. Insert a person. I'm giving person 1. Person 1 comes. It's encoding Q. Because I want to add the data. Let's see what happens. Yes. Here, the front and rare is equal. The front and rare is equal. When you met the front and rare is equal, then Q has only one data. Q has only one data. I'm inserting again person 2. See here, the rare is incremented. The rare is incremented by 1 and then it inserts on the data. Inserts on that particular place. Here the front is remain constant. The front is remain same, that is 0. Right? The rare is incremented by 1. The rare is variable, but the front is remain constant. Right? Here I am inserting one more thing. Person 3. Yes, person 3. I am inserting person 3. Rare is incremented by 1. Now the rare is 2. And then I'm inserted person 3, and then person 4 came. Now the rare is implemented by 1, that is in third place. The person 4 is come. Then the fifth one, yes, the fifth one, right? It comes here. The rare is 4, and then I inserted fifth one. Now I want to insert one more data. Let's see what happens. Q is full. Right? Q is full. Here the error message is Q is full. Right? Now, this is the type you are inserting a data. You are inserting a data into Q. You are inserting a data into Q. See here, what is happening? Just we'll see one more time what happens here. Initially the queue is empty. Why? Because the rare is less than 0. The rare is less than 0 here. Rare is less than front. Here the rare is less than front. Clear? So the queue is empty initially. What they are doing now? Whenever you are inserting data, person, otherwise something like Tom. Just I'm inserting data Tom. Yes, Tom is inserted, and then the rar is incremented by 1. The rar is incremented by 1. Tom, Jack, right? Helen, I'm insert. Mac, Michael, and then now 5 members is there. Why? Because I have given the maximum number of size of Q is only 5. Now if I want to add one more person, then it displays like stack is full. Why? Because they have no space to stand in particular queue. No place to stand in particular queue. Now I want to insert Alan Ritchie. Inserting Ritchie. See here, it displays like stack is full. It displays the stack is full. Why? Because there is no space to add one more data in the queue. There are no space to add one more data in queue. Let's see here. Now, what we are observing? Your observation is initially the top is -1. The top is -1. Whenever you are adding a data, that rar is incremented but not front. Front is initially 0, but it as a constant, it fixed to 0 only. But rar is incremented +1 until unless the maximum size of Q reached. Right. Now let's see an algorithm. Here, NQ of data. Here we are not giving any maximum size of data. Why? Because whenever you are creating a queue, you have to mention that the queue consists of this is the maximum size. The queue maximum size is this one, or 5 or 4, something like that. Now here we are not giving any maximum data, just you are inserting a data. For that purpose, they have taken only data. If queue is full, but check whether queue is full. If full, display appropriate message. If the queue is full, it displays appropriate message. When queue is full, right, you have to tell in programming, right, when queue is full, the rar reaches the maximum size. If rar reaches maximum size, if rar equal to maximum size of element, then the queue is full. Clear? If not, increment rar by 1, add the element at rar position in the elements of array. Add the element at rar position of elements on array. Here, let's see, this is the data, and then they want to delete a data from a list. Why? Because here the 5 members is there. Right? These 5 members, the first person take a ticket. The first person takes the ticket, and then he want to get out. Now we click on DQ. Then what it happens? Let's see here. The front is incremented by 1. The rar is fixed now. Let's see here. The rar is fixed now. The front is incremented by 1. Let's see. Yes. The front is incremented again. Right. Next. Again the front is incremented. Why? Because 3 members are taken their tickets. Front is incremented by 1. Now it's in jack position. Now, okay. The front and rar is equal. Why? And whenever you are getting a condition front and rar is equal, it has only one element. Remember. Now I am deleting this one also. Right? I deleted. When it reaches the maximum size, 5. front is reaches maximum size 5, then let's see here. Now I want to get one more data. I want to extract. Now you have to show the error message like Q is empty. Q is empty. Why? Because the rar is greater than, sorry, the front is greater than rar. The front is greater than rar now. So it displays like Q is empty. It displays the Q is empty. In the first condition also the rar is less than front, but here also the rar is less than only front, right? See the next one. The algorithm. In algorithm, check whether the rar is empty or, sorry, Q is empty or not. How we will check? If the rar is less than front. If the rar is less than front, right? If rar is less than front, then it has to display like error message. What is an error message? Q is full. Sorry, Q is empty. Sorry. You have to display error message like Q is empty. If Q is empty, then it displays appropriate error message. Otherwise, it retrieves the data at the front. It retrieves the data at the front. Right here, what we will do? Else, it gets the data from front. Pop of front. Pop of front. And then front is incremented by 1. Front is incremented by 1. Front plus equal to 1. You can write like this, right? Front equal to, front is incremented by 1. How much? How many times it increments? When it reaches the maximum size of, reaches maximum size of Q. Reaches maximum size of Q. The maximum size is 5, but rar traverses from only 4, that is 0 to 4, but front goes to 5. Front goes to 5. If reaches 5, then again it checks condition. Rar is less than front. Yes, it, right? The Q is empty. The Q is empty. Right. Now, where the Q is used. Where the Q is used. The Q is used in a Windows in print something. If you want to print something by using a printer, or if you want to print something, or if you want to send a data, then it takes like print. It takes like, sorry, Q. It takes like print Q. What print Q does? See here, the first document I have given one. That's the first 5 document. The first document, it consists of 5 pages. Consists of 5 pages, and then it remains in print page. It remains in print. The printer takes from only the first element. The first element, that is print element only, not last, not a last. Then next pages, the next pages it prints when this process is completed. Then this process is complete. When this process is complete, then the front take front plus 1, right? And then it takes the data, and then it takes a data, right? Again, this is also completed. This process is also complete. Again, the front is front plus 1. Front is front plus 1. Now the rar and front is equal to 0, means that it has only one remaining to print, right? Just takes this one, and then it does its process. Then it implements front plus 1. Now the front, now it checks the condition called the rar is less than front. Now the Q is empty. Now the Q is empty. Clear? Now the next one, let's see here that a program. I will share this program to you. Let's discuss about this one. See here. They were created a new stack. In new stack, what they were doing, the rar is -1 initially and the front is 0. Rar is -1 and front is 0. Right. Now, if is full, the queue is full. How the queue is full? Rar equal to maximum size -1. Rar equal to maximum size -1. Then it returns true. Why? Because now the queue is full. Queue is full. Otherwise, it takes like is empty. Is empty. Now the front is greater than rar. I already told, right? The front is greater than rar or rar is less than front. It gets true. Otherwise, it gets false. Okay. Enqueue. While inserting a data to queue, first it has to check the queue is empty or not. If queue is empty, if queue is full, then it prints queue is full. Why? Because you are inserting data, right? Else, it rar is rar plus 1. Just you are implementing by 1, and then it appends the data. It appends data elements. It appends the rar elements to elements. Clear? The data we are appending, actual data you are appending to elements of rar. Elements of rar in the sense, initially the rar is -1, it increments by 1, now the rar is 0. The elements of 0th place, elements is a list, right? The elements of 0th place, it inserts a data. It inserts a data. Clear? Now, next one. Delete queue. Delete queue. What delete queue is doing here? First, it has to check whether the queue is empty or not. Right? It checks whether the queue is empty or not. If the queue is empty, then it displays queue is empty. Otherwise, it takes a data, right? It takes a self of front. Why? Because the elements of front, in the sense, the front is initially 0. It returns to the data, and then it returning the data. Now the front position is +1. So the data is removed here. Right? While display data here, they are giving, right, a 0 to rar plus 1. Why? Because the rar is maximum size -1th position it stores. So I'm giving like rar plus 1. So it prints the elements of index. It gets the maximum size. Yes, it returns the maximum size of element. Here the str, it's a built-in method. It is used to print. Elements of data structure object while debugging. While debugging, it has to print the data. So I'm using str. Now let's say actual. Send for print. I'm sending for printing. What I'm checking is its stack is queue is full, right? If queue is not full, then just I'm encode doc. Print queue dot encode doc. Print queue. Where is print queue class present? Here, print queue, I'm giving a variable, right? Print queue, I'm giving a variable like this, and print queue dot full, I'm giving. See here, while creating an object, I'm passing an object or not. Print queue, yes. I'm creating print queue here. Print queue is queue of 10. Queue of 10 in the sense 10 is a maximum size. Yes, you can give a 10 documents. Here, let's see. If you want to start a printing, it is send for print, means that you have to stand in queue, and then if you want to start printing. If you want to start a printing, what it happens? It displays like a global print queue. Whenever you are declaring as a global, it takes a data from anywhere. It takes the data from anywhere. Why? Because it's global. It's taking actually data from here. Actually data from here. Right? Now it sends for print. It sends for print. I'm giving the document. I'm giving document numbers. I'm giving document numbers. Just I started. It is sending for print. It's sending for print. Whenever I'm clicking start printing, it prints all the data. Let's check once. What is the output will come? See here. The document 1 is printed. The number of pages 7. Document 2 is printed. Number of pages 4. The document 3 is printed. Not enough pages in the printer. Not enough pages in the printer. Right. This is a simple program to demonstrate queue. To demonstrate queue. Yes. Any doubts regarding stacks and queues, linked list, and the linked list using arrays? Yes. If you have any doubts, right. The Kahoot quiz will activate within 5 to 10 minutes. Right, within 5 to 10 minutes, you can take a test. You can take test and please upload a document before 4:35. If you have no doubts, can you can leave the program.